Hello everyone, this is the first book review I'm doing. So it's for The Stand by Stephen King. Stephen King is actually my favorite author along with Agatha Christie. Uh, this whole shelf is just dedicated to her. This is his second longest novel. So there are two versions basically. There is the 1978 version and the 1992 version. So the 78 version is around 830 pages long and the 92 version is 1100 pages long. So what happened what happened during the publishing of this book was that again King is a prolific writer. He started writing in the 70s and he's still writing books today, and over his career he's released over 80 novels. So that includes short stories, and over 200 short stories he has published. He submitted the manuscript initially and they asked him to cut it down because it wasn't financially viable to print such a huge book. He cut down 400 pages of material and released an 850 odd page version, which Doubleday published in 1978. So in 92, by 92, this book had become a huge success. And constant readers, the King fans, they were asking for the unedited version. What came out of that was the 1992 complete and uncut version, where he updated the setting from the 80s to the 90s and basically just changed a few things here and there and released that. So what I read was the 78 version, which has around 850 pages. This is going to be a review of the 850 page version. This was important to tell you because there are some things that are different in the 1150 page version. Okay, so what it's about. So what this book is about is a plague, a super flu called Captain Trips that kills the whole of human society as we know it in a matter of 2 weeks. Obviously, it's the flu, it can spread easily. It infected 99.4% of the human populace and they all died. And the remaining 0.6, this book is about those people, what they did, what happened to them. There are clearly defined good guys and bad guys in this book. So the good guys all coalesce around a figure named Mother Abigail, and the bad guys coalesce around a figure named Randall Flagg. What King's aim was with writing this book was that he wanted to create an epic in the image of something like Lord of the Rings. So Mother Abigail and Randall Flagg, how they're collecting these people is that they're sending dreams. Like they're sending dreams to all the people that they want to attract, and Mother Abigail is sending her dreams to the good people. Randall Flagg is sending them to the people who can be corrupted. Basically, these two societies form the Free Zone in Boulder, Colorado, and Randall Flagg Society, which doesn't really have a name, in Las Vegas. What I really liked about this book was that you get to experience everything. It's like you were there. So like the complete collapse of society, and then how the good guys in Boulder, they build it up, how the bad guys in Las Vegas, how they build it up, and you can compare and contrast. And then one thing about King that I really like is that he goes to places where you don't think of. There's this guy named Lloyd Henry. He's been jailed for some petty crime that he's done, and everyone around him is dead. So all the prisoners, all the guards, no one is there to give him food or anything. And what that desperation drives him to do. It's a very diverse cast, and again, the cast is brilliant in this book. So you're following a cast of 10 to 15 people and their journeys after the plague ends. You get to look at their motivations, the arc that their story takes throughout the story, and you get to see characters from both sides, from the Free Zone in Boulder and Randall Flagg people in Las Vegas. There's a character here named Glenn Bateman, and he's a sociologist before the plague, obviously, and the observations and the conversations he has with other people are like just really interesting. I feel like uh, one of the reasons you should read this book is because it's like a case study in good character work, and there are so many characters from so many different backgrounds to sample here that you just end up gaining a perspective into everyone's lives and what drives them. If you've read the book, some highlights for me were the trash can man parts. So trash can man is basically an absolutely crazy arsonist. You get a glimpse into his mind, how society has shaped him into what he's become, and you know it's one of the most disturbing things that I've read recently. It's done really well. Glenn Bateman's dialogues, brilliant observations, and it's stuff you don't think about when something like this happens. And credit to King, he brought in a sociologist to make all those observations. And Nick Andros, having a deaf mute guy in as one of the main pillars on which the story stands, is like, it is the most counterintuitive thing that you can do as an author, but King makes it work. Stuart Redman, the parts that really stood out to me were the parts at the end with him, Kojak, and Tom Cullen. I didn't even mention Larry Underwood. Larry Underwood is my favorite character from the books. From the start, where he's a no-good musician, to him just becoming so responsible by the end, and he's one of the final guys to face Flag in the explosion that goes up. Among the bad guys, again, Harold Lauder, he has his ups and downs. His whole thing with Nadine Cross, that was not a very savory part of the book. These things add to show you what kind of a person Randall Flagg is. And this is his first appearance. And again, brilliant appearance. I wanted to share a few lines from the book that stood out to me for various reasons. In this extract, Stuart Redman, one of the main characters, he's talking about his keyring. Okay, he takes it out of his pocket and he's looking at it. He had puzzled over the keyring for a long time, coming back to it over the last few days again and again, constantly surprised by the strong ache of sadness and nostalgia. This one was the key to his apartment, this one was his locker key, this one was a spare for his car, a 1972 Dodge with a lot of rust. So far as he knew, it was still parked behind the apartment building at 31 Thompson Street in Arnett. It just shows you the longing he has for the time that's passed. It shows you how much he's lost through such an inconspicuous thing, like a keyring. Boulder itself was a cloned society, a tabula so rare that it could not sense its own novel beauty. Again, this makes more sense if you read the book, but in the context of what's going on. He knew the way stories got around, growing between the mouth that spoke and the ear that listened. Very good dialogue. It made me want to highlight it. A snatch of lyric occurred to her. An eagle song, suddenly frightening. And I want to sleep with you in the desert tonight with a million stars all around. Again, this I just highlighted because Eagles is my favorite band. Just to recap, basically this book makes you spend a lot of time with a lot of characters, and you develop relationships of your own with those characters. Like, I have very little bad to say about this book, and again, I'm really glad I read it, and at some point in the future I'll have to go to the 1150 page version because it was just that worth it. Okay, so that's been my time, and this go read The Stand by Stephen King. Great book.